Hello and welcome to Total Telecom TV. I'm talking today to Will Coke of LinkedIn at the Huawei mobile broadband event in London. Will, let's start by sort of posing the question, telco operators, how can they sort of make LinkedIn part of their social media presence? What do they need to do?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the question. It's been a great event, and I'm really happy to be here and happy to be here on behalf of LinkedIn. So I think there are probably a couple of fairly simple things that most people may be aware of, but I'll go over those really quickly with you in terms of how carriers can do a better job or kind of a standard job using LinkedIn, and I think what's most effective. And then I can go into a couple of more detailed examples perhaps after that. But I think the way that LinkedIn goes to market specifically with a lot of companies, and what's particularly useful for carriers, would be thinking about three areas, which are really simple. The first one is talent solutions, so how you as a large organization would manage talent within your company, how you would do recruitment, how you would staff up the company. The second one is marketing, so how you go to market, how you reach customers with your marketing messages. So we can help with that quite a bit. And the third one is premium subscriptions. So that would really be equipping people, especially within the sales part of the organization, with a premium LinkedIn account so that they can prospect. And there's quite a bit of detail I could go into on each of those if you're interested, but those are the three main areas. So that would be talent solutions, thinking about how you do hiring with LinkedIn, marketing solutions, thinking about how you do marketing with LinkedIn, and premium subscriptions. So how can we do a better job selling using LinkedIn?
Well, I think let's focus on advising these hard-pressed telcos how they can connect with their audience on LinkedIn. Let's focus on that part.
Sure, and I think that's more to the marketing point, I would think, a little bit to sales. But I think the telcos have a pretty massive opportunity with LinkedIn and with all social networks. But I think what's unique about LinkedIn is that it's a professional social network. So we have 259 million members, and we are really focused on our mission, which is to help the world's professionals become more productive and successful. So we're really looking to surface and serve relevant content to our members so that they spend more time on LinkedIn, but ultimately so that they derive some value from the platform. So I think in terms of marketing, what the telcos could look at doing is really maximize kind of their owned, earned, and paid presence on LinkedIn. And I can give you a couple of examples of that in a minute, but the way that would work in terms of owned and earned would be using some of your standard channels on LinkedIn, like a company page. So a company page is very similar to a brand page. It's your home on LinkedIn as a brand. So if you're a telco, you're able to set up a brand page and invite people to follow that page. So, and that's free to do. So that's very simple, and it's a way for brands to really establish a presence on LinkedIn, have some standard branding there, talk about products there, and invite people to follow the brand. And that's kind of owned and earned. The paid way to really amplify that, or to really go out and go after key customer segments that you might be interested in for marketing purposes, would be to invite a specific customer set to follow you. So you might invite people who are involved with IT decisions, or people who are involved at the CFO level, very senior in the organization, who are making key decisions, who are key customers. You might invite them to follow you. The second way that you could reach them in terms of paid advertising would be to sponsor content. So you could sponsor content at the top of the LinkedIn feed of a financial decision maker. So that would work in terms of having a marketing message and owning the top part of the feed on LinkedIn, so that when people go to LinkedIn, if you're a CFO, you would see the news on LinkedIn, and then you might see a marketing message of content marketing from a telco. So that would be another way to do that. I think there's another piece which is pretty interesting, which is also part of owned and earned. So that would be, and I think there's a good example there, it's the CEO of EE, Olaf Swantree. So Olaf's been, for quite some time now, an influencer on the platform. So what is an influencer? An influencer is somebody who is doing long-form posting on LinkedIn and really communicating as a thought leader. So we have over 200 of them on LinkedIn. We have people like David Cameron, Barack Obama, we have Richard Branson, and we have some people from the telcos, including Olaf Swantree. So it's a great opportunity to really think about LinkedIn being a professional platform and really communicate to a business audience and interact with them and engage them. And I can tell you the quality of comments that Olaf is getting on many of his posts is quite good, quite high. So he's getting a lot of feedback from educated professionals in the software industry and the finance industry who are commenting on the things that he's posting. And it's long-form posting and quite lengthy comments, so quite a high quality of engagement. So I think that's another way that brands can use LinkedIn in order to leverage kind of their owned and earned presence by having a thought leader, usually the CEO, on the platform.
It's part of the sort of the ongoing development of LinkedIn, isn't it? The fact that we all started on LinkedIn because we thought we should, connect with people we used to work with or contacts, but it's much, much more than that now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the feed is getting richer. So we call the main area where you consume content on LinkedIn the news feed. And it's really interesting because it's gone from an area with a lot of white space, with a lot of job connections about 5 or 6 years ago, to an area that's a bit richer. So we've done a better job, again, using the different data that we have to understand, say, your profession, your seniority level, the function, your geography, and what your network is sharing, so that when people are sharing news articles on LinkedIn, we can surface what the algorithm feels is the most useful article to you. So ideally, that's making the news feed on LinkedIn a more interesting place, and a place where people can, again, be more productive and successful to get more out of their day in a professional way.
Okay, well, look, thanks for talking to us, and let's hope the telcos out there are listening.
Okay, thank you very much.